Digivriddhi Technologies. Yes, Raghavan.
Hi, Shradha.
Hi, Raghavan. Yes, please tell us.
Uh, First of all, congratulations to you to have scaled your story to this kind of, it's the startup poster boy when it comes to media. So
Thank you so much.
congratulations to you.
Thank you.
So Digivriddhi is popularly known as DGV, and
Okay.
it's been a 5-year-old startup. Now we have two subsidiaries as well. Essentially, we act as a conduit between the dairy ecosystem in India and BFSI.
Hmm.
So we have a full stack BFSI play for the dairy farmers and the dairy micro enterprises. We innovated on how you can do unsecured collateral free lending to the dairy farmers using their milk pouring data. So
Wow, this is unique. This is very new. So BFSI in dairy space for dairy farmers.
yeah, so it's a very vertical play in this mass market, uh, and primarily DGV consists of people who have built NPCI. I personally built the Aadhaar-enabled payment system and the direct benefit transfer platform at NPCI, and most of the team members at DGV are from that same background. So we kind
Wow.
of applied what we built at India Stack to the dairy sector. And why we chose dairy is because dairy, surprisingly, I mean, I learned it late. It contributes 30% to the agri GDP of our economy. In other
Wow.
words, 5.5% of the national GDP is contributed by dairy, and in many ways is the single largest crop. So what we did was that, traditionally, if a farmer had to go and secure a loan to buy a cattle, um, uh, you know, that's the most popular asset class. If you go to any bank and say cattle loan, they'll say, "Yeah, I'm doing it for years. What's new?" So typically, a banker approaches it this way: that if you want to buy a buffalo, it's 60,000. If you want to buy a cow, it's 50,000. So I asked the banker, suppose you want to buy a flat in Bandra, do you just give a fixed sum or you go by market value? Or can you just say 50 lakhs, can you buy a flat in Bandra? He said, no. So the same principle applies to financing in the agri sector. If you want to buy a high quality Murrah buffalo, it costs 1.1. If you want a high quality Gir Sahiwal, and these days A2 ghee is so famous, so it costs. So therefore, you don't make the farmer choose inferior choices, substandard choices of breed, or you don't make them, in the famous banking parlance, what we say, end-use check. It
Huh.
doesn't happen because you're not giving enough money to the farmer to buy the right asset class. So DGV innovated on the full scale of spectrum for a dairy farmer and a dairy micro enterprise. We have DGV Connect, which is a digital marketplace where India's top breeders of cow and buffaloes come and list. It includes NDDB dairy services as well. So farmer can select the high quality bovine on DGV Connect, can get it financed through DGV Money, which is a bespoke loan origination system connecting to multiple banks through the Reserve Bank of India Innovation Hub, and can get the animal insured using DGV Digital Insurance, where we help gauge the farmer, the health of the bovine, whether it is good enough to purchase, and all the characteristics of having a digital health certificate issued for the animal, which is used by the insurance companies to underwrite the policy to the animal, to the farmer. So this full spectrum, how to identify the animal, how to get it financed, how to get it insured, and the collections happens through DGV Pay. So this full spectrum of BFSI is what DGV does. We are live in 7 states currently. Maharashtra, fortunately, we will start with the Maharashtra State Innovation Society. We had a session with the AHD secretary as well. So the idea is that today, if a farmer wants to access BFSI, how can we make it simple? How can we make whatever it takes in the life cycle of a dairy farmer, right from animal to feed to supplement to vaccination, all of that on one platform. And why is it important is because if you go in India, India happens to be the largest producer and consumer of milk, and we contribute about 25% of the global market share, and we have 300 million bovines in India, which is the largest livestock population in the world, but we have the lowest yield. So
Lowest yield.
lowest yield per animal. So an Israeli cow, would be doing about 10x, and primarily that is to do with the practices of how to upkeep the animal. Simple things like upkeep, feed, right time of hygiene. you know People usually tie the bovine and keep it on the backside of the house. That should be never done. It increases the stress level. So there are many things, figuring out the heat period. So what DGV has done is that we are trying to use what we learned in India stack to the advantage of the small and marginal farmer. And for a lender, we are solving many things: end use check. We are trying to get them the PSL book being created in the most eloquent way, especially the toughest bit, which is a small and marginal farmer. For the dairy processor who wants, good quality milk and milk security to be ensured for their plant, that we are ensuring. For the farmer, we are ensuring a high quality animal and all the right practices, doorstep financing, no need of convincing a bank branch or anyone and going
You
anywhere.
know, Raghavan, this is one of the most innovative startup stories that I've heard recently, because for the dairy sector, like for bovines, like it's so leveraging technology to build transparency, to build ease for farmers, to actually also in some way, you're taking care of the animals also, because people
Absolutely,
just to get better price, everyone will treat their animals well. So there's so much of power. So technology, finance, BFSI segment, and dairy coming together to create impact. This is very
yeah,
powerful. Yeah.
and now the share of the wallet of the farmer primarily is coming from animal husbandry and dairy. So and I don't know, for vegetarians like me in India, we are essentially lacto vegetarians. If you look at the protein intake for vegetarians in India, it comes from pulses and dairy. So dairy is very, very important.
Yes, yes,
And
I relate to that. Yeah.
so, so what we are trying to do is trying to set up this entire infrastructure. Of course, dairy is the epicenter. It allows other kinds of farmers also to leverage the platform. But we don't want to lose focus out of dairy. So will be our epicenter. We will go across and stitch this across, and so we invite all dairy processors across the country, whether it's a cooperative, private, it's the farmer producer company. Anywhere, any dairy farmer in India is of interest to us.
राघवन, यू आर द भारत के इनोवेटर्स, मतलब ये तो मजा आ गया सुनकर. डिजीवी, सो यस, आई ऑल्सो रिकमेंड एवरीवन, प्लीज connect with DigiV, because this is unique, this is special, and this is so fundamentally important in our country. Yes, thank you, thank you. Let's keep in touch.
Thanks
Where
for
are you
this.
based?
I'm based out of Navi Mumbai. Would love to host you and your team to look through
Okay,
this.
done. We will come and see you soon. Yes, thank you. Thanks, Raghavan.